Jeremy Clarkson defends new Clarkson's Farm series after backlash to pub storyline. The latest series of Clarkson's Farm has faced backlash following its release on Amazon Prime Video last month, and Jeremy has shared his response. Jeremy Clarkson, 65, has addressed the criticism that has emerged around the new installment of Clarkson's Farm on Amazon Prime Video since its release last month. The latest 8-part series has fans following Clarkson as he dives into a new venture, taking over a pub in the Cotswolds and committing to stocking it with solely British produce from local farms. This season viewers watch Clarkson grapple with another challenging year on the farm, with relentless rain and an unusually warm winter turning his crop-growing plans into what he calls yet another disaster. The new episodes have sparked much discussion, including Clarkson's ambition to become a pub landlord and the introduction of new farmhand Harriet Cowan. Moreover, the show broadcasts unsettling health news from the much-loved Alan Townsend, a polarising return to diddly squat for Kaleb Cooper, and heated clashes with pub consultants Sue and Rachel Hawkins, keeping audience members riveted throughout, reports Gloucestershire Liv. Despite this, criticism has been leveled at the fourth season for deviating from the show's agricultural roots, focusing significantly on Clarkson's pub project after initially revisiting his farming mishaps and bringing Harriet on board at diddly squat. Ever since the series aired, social media and online forum sites like Reddit have been inundated with fans voicing their disappointment regarding the direction of the show, with a significant number hoping to see farming retake center stage in the much-anticipated fifth season. On Reddit, a post titled, "Season 4 was more like Clarkson's pub than Clarkson's farm," sparked critique, as one spectator lamented, "I watch the show for the farming, not seeing someone redecorate a pub." Another user offered a mixed perspective, stating, "I think the show would be a lot more interesting if they focused more on the farm, and less on the pub and other outside activities." Further commentary came via a thread. Season 4 felt rushed, artificial and wasn't exciting, where an individual remarked that, farming clearly took a back seat, adding, even when the farming was the main focus before the pub was even mentioned, or taken seriously, it felt secondary or rushed. These discussions have provoked a multitude of responses in agreement over the perceived change in the show's focus. Now, this criticism has grabbed the attention of Clarkson himself. The former Grand Tour host addressed a fan's dismay on X. He asked his 7.9 million following, Series 4 of Clarkson's Farm, "Who do we like most? Endgame, or Richard Ham?" A fan replied, "Talking about the TV show, I enjoyed more when it was more farm-related. The pub was as overwhelming to you as first lol." Taking on board the feedback, Clarkson responded to the suggestion that the focus had moved away from farming. "I know what you mean, but the pub is farm-related," he responded. Jeremy Clarkson's new Clarkson's Farm purchase leaves cast worried. Jeremy Clarkson has bought a new piece of equipment for diddly squat farm, and it's left some members of the cast concerned for the future of farming. Jeremy Clarkson's recent acquisition has reportedly made waves among the Clarkson's Farm crew. It has left farmhand Kaleb Cooper concerned over the implications for traditional farming. The much-admired star of the popular Amazon Prime series and former Top Gear host has sparked a mix of reactions from watchers, especially on the Clarkson's Farm subreddit, where fans have debated his latest farm addition, a driverless tractor. While Clarkson acknowledges the advantages of this high-tech addition to diddly squat farm, the Reddit community is divided. Some say it could prove a useful addition, while others fear it might do more harm than good. In a comment which has since been shared on Reddit, Jeremy highlighted that Kaleb's worried regarding the futuristic equipment, prompting some less than enthusiastic viewer opinions. The Grand Tour legend compared the innovation to autonomous household gadgets, stating, "A driverless tractor, however, is different to driverless cars. Because when it gets to the field that needs to be drilled or cultivated or rolled, you don't need to be there at all. It can just get on with it, like your autonomous vacuum cleaner does in your sitting room or your self-driving mower does on the lawn." Enthusiasts have taken to social media to express their awe at the advanced technology, with one admirer praising the purchase. They wrote, "The tech in all the robotic farm equipment is insanely impressive. It's the future, and it means people like Kaleb can do the higher value tasks they are capable of but don't have time for." Another added, "Or manage more fields at once. Kaleb could set up Clarkson's field for drilling, then go and set up his field. Gets a text alert when the Clarkson tractor is done, move it to the next field, then do the same." However, some skeptics argue that this technology might not be as beneficial as hoped, with a fan commenting, "This kills jobs like Kaleb's. You don't need a contractor if you have a robot farmer." Increased size of manageable farm land with fewer people needed will reduce the number of farmers needed, and the number of jobs in farming further. Despite the concerns, many believe the rise of mechanized farming is an unstoppable trend, as one observer remarked that it's simply the latest advancement in agricultural development. A user pointed out, introducing horses into farming has killed off farming jobs. Introducing tractors has killed off farming jobs. This is just the next step, we've always managed. Another enthusiast added, tech like this is really amazing. The fact that it could theoretically run all night while the farmer is asleep, generating value where there would otherwise be none, is pretty amazing. Viewers are eagerly anticipating the impact of the driverless tractor on Jeremy Clarkson in the upcoming series of Clarkson's Farm. One supporter posted, he'll either hate it or will completely fall in love with it like emotional support mulcher. Jeremy Clarkson makes surprise prediction about new owner of Diddley Squat Farm. In a recent article, the Clarkson's Farm star shared details about a new technological marvel in use on his Oxfordshire farm, something he dubbed the coolest machine in the world. Jeremy Clarkson has cheekily a surprise prediction about a possible new owner of Diddley Squat Farm in the future. The Clarkson's Farm star shared the revelation in a recent article in which he opened up about a new technological marvel in use on his Oxfordshire farm, a driverless tractor known as Agbot T2. Clearly pleased with his purchase, Jeremy dubbed the Agbot the coolest machine in the world. His co-star Kaleb Cooper, though, apparently, hates it and fears the impact of autonomous tractors on his job. Jeremy explained that the tractor would soon face a new challenge, precision drilling, something the former Top Gear star says has never been attempted on any farm previously. Explaining the move, he detailed how somebody had visited the farm to map the area underground. He went on to explain how this data was then fed into a drill that is due to be towed behind the Agbot to plant seeds on the farm more accurately. Jeremy wrote in the Times, "Has it worked? Will it work? Ah well, that's the thing. We aren't going to know until the harvest, and, even then, it's impossible to be sure because if we get a good yield, that might be down to some other factor like the weather. It'll probably be 10 years before we really know, and by then Rachel Reeves will be the new owner of Diddley Squat and it'll be full of houses and wind turbines." Fans of the hit Amazon Prime show recently took to the Clarkson's Farm subreddit to share their views on Jeremy's new toy, and it appears to have left them somewhat divided. Despite some fans thinking that the autonomous tractor would be handy for the farmhands, others believed it would ultimately prove to be more of a harm. Indeed, one said, "This kills jobs like Kaleb's. You don't need a contractor if you have a robot farmer." Increased size of manageable farm land with fewer people needed will reduce the number of farmers needed, and the number of jobs in farming further. Yet, a more positive viewer dubbed the technology in robotic farm equipment insanely impressive and the future. They also claimed it would allow people like Kaleb to do higher value tasks they may not have the time for. Another said it would allow them to manage more fields at once, theorizing that Kaleb could set Jeremy's field up for drilling before setting up his own. They also highlighted how they'd be made aware that the tractor had completed its job via text alert. One Reddit user suggested, introducing horses into farming has killed off farming jobs. Introducing tractors has killed off farming jobs. This is just the next step, we've always